So we are going to study what a business requirements document is. As I laid out for in front of you, the documents, various documents are in this hierarchy. So scoping document comes. Well, let me talk about one very important thing. There are two or three methodologies. In every methodology, deliverables are different. Okay. In RUP, the first deliverable is business requirements, then functional requirement, then FDD. In scoping document is more of a deliverable in Siebel e-roadmap methodology. So that's a separate methodology. So there are two methodologies.
Siebel what?
Siebel e-roadmap methodology. So there are many methodologies. We are going to discuss only some of these important ones. So the two methodologies are RUP and e-roadmap methodology. RUP stands for Rational Unified Process, and e-roadmap, it's basically a proprietary Siebel, it's Siebel's recommended methodology. Okay. Yeah, so that's what a methodology, basically a methodology in general means, what is the methods or what are the various procedures that you're going to put in place in order to do something. So that is the methodology. So in terms of the software, generic software, not only Siebel, in general in software world, methodology means, the set of standard steps that need to be taken. For example, first one should be gathering requirements, second one should be doing gap analysis, third one should be doing writing function requirements, then we should do the design, then we should do the development and testing and so on and so forth. So all this is, and then we finally roll it out to the users, right? So all this are, how to do all this could be a one methodology. So very important methodology is like RUP, and the second one is e-roadmap. Then there is a waterfall model. Okay, so there are various methodologies. So in the e-roadmap, what we do is we first make a scoping document, then we make a gap analysis document, and then we start prototyping. So we call it discover, define, prototype phase. I'll go over that. Okay, just remember that we have to do that. Okay, then RUP. In RUP, what we do is we first make business requirements document, then we make a function requirements document, then we make a function design document. So this scoping at the top is basically, I was thinking why there is a disconnect. So this is really not present in RUP. That is a disconnect here. So business requirements, in that business requirements, there is a section which says this is the scope of the business requirements. Okay.
So RUP scope is not required.
Scope is required, but there is no separate document for that. Okay. For example, I'll show you the business requirements document now. For example, this is a business requirement document that we made. Okay, for one of the companies, and when we go down, you will see that it does have. Okay, neither did not make the scope. Pretty much I can pretty much call this as a scope. That these are the requirements that we are going to do. So she made a final business requirements document. This is what is in scope. So she could very well call this section as scope. Okay. Okay, so if you see, this is a business requirements document, and the way business requirements document looks like is, it has all these, it has all these things, and the way it writes, the language in which it portrays, what the requirements need to be done is this. Salesforce should be able to request literature through Siebel. Then enabling downloading of all the literature by Salesforce. Enable sending of standard template over letters to customers. It does not say how, what will he click, what will he do, you see. So functional details are not there, right? And just high level idea what we are going to do in Siebel. Okay, so this is pretty much a scoping statement. Okay, anyway, so in the RUP, you make a business requirements document. That business requirements documents contains only those requirements which are in the scope at that current time, at a particular time. Okay, so BR1, there are only 9 requirements. Correspondingly, in the function requirements, you will see at least 30-35 requirements. All these mean, different clicks, different features, what button he will click, what will he do, all those things. Then design will be even more elaborate. Exactly, we'll be putting screenshots of everything, telling, how the things will look like to the rep when he logs in, what he does then, where does he click, when he clicks that, what does he see, how do the various fields laid out. So all these things are functional design ideas. Is it right? Right. So let's see some other sections in this document. It also says business roles and responsibilities. This responsibility is not CEO responsibility. This is generic business responsibility. Okay. So she's saying what are the various two groups which are affected by this thing. So she has written that thing over here. For example, Salesforce and marketing coordinators are affected by that. She should also write literature fulfillment people. She did not do that. Actually, marketing coordinators are literature people. They basically send out the literature to the customer. So I think they are the ones. Yeah, see, they are a part of the fulfillment center. Okay. Okay. Business organizations. So these are the two main. There were many teams within the company, and these are the two main teams which were affected. This may not be the case. For example, in my company, the teams are like clearinghouse, payment, payer, provider, something like that. So teams might be, you want to give the teams that are there in that company. So departments in that company, the departments were sales department, marketing department, service department. Here we don't have like that. We have department like payer department, clearinghouse department, office department, things like that. Okay. So you will give as per your company. And when you will look at the business development document, they will be written as per their company. So this will give you a lot of information how they are organizing their business. Okay. Business data requirements, list of literature. Okay, she's now trying to say what are the various high-level entities which are involved. From this directly the high-level entities will come, but here the level is only business. Okay, high-level entities or high-level attributes of those entities, right? Statuses, correspondence templates, list of shippers. All these are various data which will be highly involved in this process. That's what she's trying to say. I'm sorry. She's trying to say what are the various data attributes are here actually. So she's saying various entities here. The following business entities will get impacted. So let's do the entities first again. I'm sorry. Then we'll go back to the attributes. The following business entities will get impacted. For example, she's saying the recipients, employees and customers, the people who get the literature. Just to give you a high level idea of this project, like in the companies, the sales rep, let's say, sells something. Then he says, oh, I gave him that one brochure regarding the product. Their products are big, like $1 million products, $150,000 products, like big car. Actually, those are MRI machines. You know what are the medical machines have been?
Yeah.
CT scan and all those things. They're pretty costly machines, right? So for every machine, they have a lot of service around it and a lot of sales procedure around it. So as part of sales procedure, he'll send the literature. Literature means brochures. Then he might want the literature fulfillment center to send more literature. Because what happens is you may not be the only one who needs it. In the company, 20 to 10 doctors might be working in my account. If I have 5 brochures I gave it, then I will request more brochures. Then I will see. So they need a lot of brochures. So their sales cycle is very brochure oriented. A lot of brochures are involved. Do you think Intuit will be having a lot of brochures too? Intuit?
Yeah.
They might, because of the fact that their product is also like that. Let's say one CPA firms buy their product, right?
Yeah.
So they will be requiring brochures for that. How to use TurboTax, what are the benefits of TurboTax and so on, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, their customers sometimes are like people like H&R Block. H&R Block further sells the service to some other person.
Yeah.
So they need brochures of many types, different types. Okay, so you need to remember that. There are a lot of order management work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and brochures are a part of that. They go with the part of the product line item. Okay. For every product, there is a brochure. Anyway, coming back. So, what happens is, sales rep would basically request that I need this brochure, and I think it will go directly to the customer, or it will sometimes come to the sales rep. Sales rep can say I need 100 brochures. They might say just send 10 brochures to this address. He can do like that. So he will put the request in Siebel. The request will be routed to Mr. Fulfillment Center person. So Mr. Fulfillment Center person will look into Siebel that there is a request for him. Then next day he opens up. Actually, immediately he will see. Then there will be an address. There will be a name. There will be an attention. Name of the company. Attention to which exact brochure has to go. You put it in an envelope. Put all this information top of it. That was the whole process. So they wanted to get all this process done in Siebel. Okay. There was a screen where they could request the brochures. There was a screen where they could, where they could see the request and then fulfill it. So these are the various entities she has identified. Employees and customers. Employees will get the brochures and they will request the brochures, right? Customers will sometimes get the brochures too. So customers are also involved. Fulfillment center. Fulfillment center people are involved. Marketing coordinators, I don't know who they are, but they are basically just, I don't know who they are. Fulfillment queue. So there is a fulfillment queue which is involved. Man, this to share some very important things in this thing. Use your common sense rather than try to go by. What I'm trying to say is, like when I'm getting the business development, if I have to write business development document, I will not try to just think what Nidhi has done and try to do that. Use your common sense. Here you be very creative. How you want to present your ideas. Follow some rules. It's not like you just put this is my idea. You know, don't do that. But what I'm trying to say is, there is nothing like there has to be a business entity section. There is no rule written like that. I have made business development document which layout was totally different from this. So everybody follows a different template. You will be following the template of the customer. In your case, individual. Customer means client. I'm sorry, client. You'll be following the template of the client. You can ask him. If they're following something, just use that. Best. In case of Toshi, that thing happened. I used my own creativity. I said, no, we'll make the FRS like this. Immediately, she got a response. He got a response. What is this? What have you done? It was a very good document, but she never done it. Did you know these things? You guys know these things?
No.
Yeah, we got a very bad feedback. So Toshi became like really scared and immediately called me. We immediately made up the document in her template.
Wow.
Okay? So the worst mistake you can make is follow your own template. And just see the template. You should know what should go there. Right? You should know what you have to put. You have to kind of orient it towards the template. Whatever template you are following, you have to put it in. And it is like, remember the social studies essays? Anybody knows what I'm talking? Social studies essays? When you were a kid, when you had to write the social study, you remember anything? Just keep writing points. Just keep writing as many points as possible.
Yeah.
Just fill the paper.
Yeah.
You don't remember
What kind of food they eat, what kind of clothes they wear, and all that.
Just keep putting. Harappa people, they were doing this thing. This is like social studies essays. They are meaningful, but you just put a lot of matter in them. Put a lot of black matter in that. Just put a lot of black matter in that.
To make it look good. So
to make it look good,
yeah.
make it flashy, make it graphics oriented. Okay? That is coming down the line. We will help you in doing that. The important thing is you should have at least some idea what we are talking. So one other thing. As part of RUP, we all know it should be BRD, FRD, FDD. But nobody does that. People make one document. Some people make two documents. You follow your guts. How many documents do you want to make? Okay? Reduce the number of documents. That will be good for you. Okay? If the business is recommending only one document, if your boss is saying one document, just make one document. Put everything in that. My boss wanted everything in the project plan. The methodology, requirements, everything. Designs, everything in one document. And I did that. Gave it to him. Okay? So follow the guide. These things are purist, very puristic way of looking at the things. And there is no set formula. So that's why I'm grappling with it. I'm looking for some sections, they are not there. Because I'm going by my thought process. At the same time, my thought process is not the only one correct here. She's also right. Everybody is right. But you should know the flow. One of the things you remember in the essays, there was a flow. First you write Mahatma Gandhi's name. First you give a belief this time India is a great country. There are so many good netas which were born here. So and so forth. One of them was Mahatma Gandhi.
And which year he was born, his parents' name.
Then you start the next line.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi was a great son of India. He did did this thing. He was born this thing. Then he was born this thing. Then उसकी timeline, मम्मी का नाम, पापा का नाम. So
प्रोफेशन क्या है उसके?
प्रोफेशन. Then उसकी biography, सारा उन्होंने बचपन में क्या किया, बड़े होके क्या किया, उनके resolutions, उनकी फालतू की बातें सारे के सारी बताई. फिर finally I think conclusion, you guys must have gathered I'm not a big fan of Gandhi. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Gandhi. So this is all.
He has less statues in Gujarat. Gandhi has only 1 or 2 statues in Gujarat. They don't like.
Remember, there was a structure. Then finally the conclusion or the summary, and there was we used to write stories, English stories. The food, the grape, and the fox and the grape, so and so forth. Thirsty crow. Then in the end we used to write moral. Is it right?
What is the moral of the story?
Exactly.
What do you learn from it?
Yes. Then when we used to those shlokas, we used to decipher them. We used to first write the sarala, the summary.
Yeah.
Then we used to write the whole thing. Similarly for application. So you follow your own template. If you think story can be presented better in a graphical manner, you make graphics. Okay? If you think it can be presented more in a textual manner, you make text. If you think, but there has to be a flow. It cannot lack that. It cannot happen that it lacks the flow. It has to have a flow. So your mind, you have to train your mind to think in a particular sequence. Okay. First is purpose of the document. Second is executive summary, so on and so forth. Third is this thing. Fourth is this thing. So when you will make the document, I'll be sitting beside you. I'll add the flow to it. Okay. Really, Toshi knows everything. What we are doing is this little value addition. Okay. So we are adding the flow, making sure it looks good, making sure it makes sense, making sure the document is flowing. So you should be familiar with these ideas. Document is flowing or not, document looks good or not, whether it has graphical representations or not. So we can look at your document and say, you know what, at this point, just add a picture. I see a picture. I think we can make a picture for this thing. So just let's make a picture. For example, for this thing, the following business entities will get impacted. I can make a picture also. Picture like this with little those man-made figures, right? In use cases, I drag and drop those, right? I can make a picture and then paste it here. Okay. So I can make some picture also. So if I have the capability to make a picture for your project, I will make the picture and put it there. They always like the pictures. Okay. You should know what the picture means. When we'll do the picture for you, you'll understand. Important thing is, like, notice all the various sections, what all things are going. At the same time, there is no rule. There is no rule. This is Jungle Raj. There is no rule. You'll go in the project, there will be only one particular, just one document. For example, in case of Toshi, they call that thing as FRS, which I will call as FDD. I will call that as FDD. To me, that is the thing after FRS. Okay? And they don't have an FRS, and they don't have a gap analysis document, which is a must for every civil project, and they don't have it. They do the gap analysis, where? In the same FRS, where they do the FDD. For me, that will come in an Excel sheet. They have made a Word document for it. So there is a big difference in the way I work and the way they are doing. Okay? So that's what I did. I said, okay, it should be in an Excel. Let's make an Excel. She'll get impressed. But then at the end of the day, she's very busy. She doesn't have time for all this. Don't do all this. Just do what I asked her. So she's pouring very clearly. So he got really scared, came to me, came to us running. So immediately put the same thing in the Word, make it flow, make sure that sections look good, they make a lot of sense, the document is flowing from section to section, it is easy to understand what is it talking about. That's what we did, and we send it to him. So we submitted that document. Okay, so what my point is, you need to be creative, but at the same time, just don't defeat the common sense. Just use your common sense, whether it is making sense to you. So all that big essay writing contests, if you participated in them ever, they will come handy here. Because you have to write big essays, and they have to make some sense. Okay. Yeah. See, one of the important sections to see here is the business process section. So one is as is business process or current business process. Second one is to be business process or future business process. These are the two names for the same thing. Okay. Future business process is also something. I usually call it future, never call it to be. And as is current. Okay, as is.
Following is when you go to car lot, they say no warranty as is.
Exactly. But yeah, but this is not that. That really is. This means like current business process, the way the business is working right now. And when I will implement my solution, this is the way business will work. Okay. So. Customer requests the literature. You must remember, Mr. Hafiz will make you redraw this diagram. Okay. That is the plan. I'll make you redraw this diagram. Okay. So when you redraw this complete diagram, then you will notice all the boxes, what is written in them. Okay. And I'll try to help. I will ask you we'll basically make sure that you understand all the subtle points. Make sure you understand these two things. This is a process box. This is a process box. This is a decision box. You must have made flowcharts. This is pretty much similar to that. Whenever there is a decision box, yes or no, depending on this thing, it will go. The business process, basically the control will go to the different box, different process. So these are all the sub-process steps or something like that. Okay, so process steps, sorry. This is a start box, this is the end box. End box. This so TB process also same thing. Technically it is same. The only thing is content is different. In this the process will be different a little bit. Okay. So all these things will be written. This is an annotation. This is basically incomplete. All the questions that we have while making a diagram, if you have any questions, you will come across many questions. So you keep writing this, is just a note for yourself. Okay. So I can maybe deliver this as a final document with the questions itself. By the time our project ended or something like that. So again, nobody really, sometimes people don't even bother, So it's still, it's a science. It's not a science, It's more of an art, like we are saying. I mean, just how you present your ideas in these documents. It's an art. But there are certain scientific things that you have to follow. For example, certain things should come in the beginning. This table of contents and all those things. This section should be there. So this document will be ready-made available to you. You will be having all these sections. You don't have to worry about that. So project team should be there, and all this table of contents will tell you how to make a table of contents and so on and so forth. Okay. So introduction has to be there. In the introduction, you write overview, goals and objectives, like things, whatever you feel. Like methodology is a new thing. I didn't expect it to be here. She wrote it in the methodology, so she must have talked to me at that point of time. Shall we put it in methodology somewhere? Shall I make a separate section? Shall I put it here? So I would have said, okay, put it here, no problem. It makes sense. So you use your own this thing. But first of all, all the contents, what are you need to put here, and in what flow. Basic idea of the flow should be there. It should not be totally flowless. So there is a specific, like goals and objectives have to come in the beginning somewhere, right? Instead of overview, I probably would have written executive summary. She's calling it overview, but just for me it's same. So it is a science, but it is an art too. There is a lot of flexibility here. You use your own creativity to make sure that it means something. Okay. So for example, this business analysis section, it may not be there. It may not need to be there. You could call it just business requirements and start writing all these things. This is also business requirements from my side. Okay. So everybody writes, but this particular thing is very common. Like this way of writing the business requirement, like however you make the document, this has to be there because this is the central thing. That's what you're making, right? Now, some people don't make the roles and responsibilities like this. Some people don't make the organizations like this. Some people don't write the policies and procedures of business data requirements like this. Okay, in fact, I'm surprised what this section is. I mean, she came out with her own creativity. She must have gotten this template from somewhere and she filled out whatever needs to be done. I do remember she calling me and saying, what will go in that section? I said, just put NA. Sometimes this is like you basically take this subject as a social study essay, just put whatever comes to your mind. Make sure you don't defeat the basics, make some sense, you don't defeat the common sense, things like that. So when you go over one document or two documents, it will start making sense. So these are the things to look for in a document. People will be sectionalizing it in a different manner. People will be making it flow in a different manner, but you should know what to look for in a document if you're reading somebody else's document. Okay, if you're reading your own document, if you're presenting a document to somebody, you should make sense that it has everything in it. Okay, and all the things that you want to write, you should have a thing. Where will it go eventually? Just keep thinking. So reports. This is the report section. From a business requirement standpoint, she has written all the reports that will be covered, that will be produced as part of this system. User environment requirements. So she is writing, at a high level, what are the various ideas that the business wants. Sometimes it's a part of requirement we write that. Business requirement also we write. Although it's a part of the functional design, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to address a thing like it should supposed to be part of business. But what happens, let's say business is already using Siebel. Now you come here for an enhancement project. They've already been using it for 3 years. Now they want to do some enhancements, add some new functionalities. Is it right?
Yeah.
At that point of time, they will be having, I want this thing in Siebel. At a business level, they will be saying, I want this report not in this view, but in this view. So they will be doing all this. So you put all these things also. Okay? So platform requirements, use cases and state diagram. This is business use case. She's written some use cases here. So this is a function requirement detail, but she has put it here, right? At a high level, she's saying what are the functions, what are the uses that the business will be doing. Use case is nothing but the cases of use. Like in how many ways business will use the system. That is our idea of use. Okay. So business use cases she's reading, like what are the various, for example, select correspondence template. Select fulfillment center. So these are the various functions they will be doing. This is the way. So give recipient information. They'll enter all this information. Give literature information. Okay. So they will put all this information, generate document, submit request. This is what they will be doing, right? At a high level. right? So she's writing all the cases of use, how business will be using that. She's trying to say that they will submit the request in Siebel, not in something else. Previously, they must be doing it on paper actually. She's trying to say that they will generate the document. Basically, generate the document is nothing but give literature information. All literature information will be in the system. Okay, that's what she's trying to say. Get tracking information. So he will put the tracking, fulfillment center person will put all this tracking information. So she's trying to say that tracking information is like FedEx tracking number. So she'll put the FedEx tracking number. So this guy, sales rep, can see the tracking information. That's what she's saying. In the system itself. He will not give the tracking number over the phone. He will give it in, put it in the system. System will show the tracking number to this guy. That's what she's trying to say. Okay. State diagram documents all possible states and state transitions of a business entity. Following is the state diagram for literature request by Salesforce. Okay. So first the document will be created, then it will be generated, then it will be, if successful, then submitted. This is, I mean, I don't know what this is, but from a business standpoint, it's just making some sense. Okay. So Hafiz, your duty is to go through it and ask me questions. That's better than I explaining all this. Really, it is not a science, it's an art. You tell me what you gather from this. Okay. So I'll give you all these documents. Let me go over the other one now. This is business requirements document. So in the appendix, you put all the things like some idea of high level idea of the report, some high level idea of every functionality, some high level idea of things like that. So you put certain appendices. So it's not like there is a set rule. But really you'll be asking, Gaurav, where to put this? I might say just put it in the appendix, so that at least it is there in the document. If you cannot fit it in the flow, that's what I do. If I cannot fit it in the flow, I put it in the appendix. You know. So you see, it's kind of a more of an artistic skill, and you become creative here. You put but you make sure it makes sense. You know, the document has to flow. Like an essay, it always was flowing. You know, right? This concludes our discussion about business requirements document. I mean, there is really not much I can say about all these things. The only thing I can say is just be creative, make sure everything is flowing, the document is in a shape, it makes sense. It is a matter of common sense, you know, the way you are writing documents. Just go through it and ask me what does these informations mean. The whole document may not, you is a part of creativity with each and every information. What kind of information you are trying to say? Okay, so in your document, some information may also not be there. The document that you will make. So just follow the templates of the company and do what they want you to do. And most probably they will not be making 2-3 documents, they will be making only one document. Okay.